portraits, one of the most direct of all the genres of painting. It is about people confronting people. But what we see in Gauguin is him really exploding the tradition, thinking about it in new ways, thinking about new things to bring into the portraiture that change it significantly.
It's a very knowing gaze. He's obsessed with his own profile and his nose and his sort of deep sunken shadowed eyes. But with other people, he's not flattering. He's not doing an attractive portrait. Even his commissioned portraits, he doesn't try and flatter. And often they're not liked by the people who commission them. So he really doesn't make it easy for people.
For a long time, we thought of these Tahitian portraits were sort of generic Tahitians, but now we understand that he knew these people very well. He was in constant contact with them. They were friends, lovers, enemies in some cases. And these images are portraits. They are him communing with people whom he knew very well.
He's highly problematic on many levels, and doing a show like this, we felt it was important to show all aspects of him and deal with the facts and not try and hide things under the carpet. And when you look at the portraits of women, for example, you have to know the background of the context, otherwise you can't really engage and understand the portraiture.
I can understand, certainly with the Me Too going on now, 40-year-old man, 13, 14-year-old girl. But in the context of the time, 14 was the time when most women married in Polynesia. In fact, they were on the shelf if they hadn't shacked up with somebody by then. So it was utterly normal. And also, there's been this criticism about the abuse of power, older man, young woman. But a European man was seen as a prize, basically, and much more exciting to live with somebody who was an artist, somebody different, than being the consort of a fisherman or subsistence farmer. You spend all your days mending nets, or you party and drink French brandy. I mean, I think, what would you prefer? There was always an element of Gauguin in his portraiture. They weren't pictures that were entirely about other people. They're always about the way he saw them. But I think what Gauguin did for me, in his portraits, he connected with the interior life of the sitter. I think you can see, if you look at his portraits of women, who obviously get criticised if they're unclothed portraits. But they're never just naked women. They have a life. You can see them thinking.